Hi, this is Craig Resnick coming to you from the 2016 ARC Advisory Group Orlando Forum. With me today is my special guest, Don Pearson, Chief Strategy Officer of Inductive Automation. How you doing today, Don?
Doing good. Thanks for having me, Craig.
Well, glad to have you at the forum this year. I heard you had a great 2015, and what's some of the initiatives you're going to be having for 2016 to help with your customers' value proposition?
Well, it is true. We did have a very good 2015, and I think one of the highlights was the release of our Ignition 7.8. And one of the features of that was an enterprise administration module, which we added to our platform, which allowed organizations to have a central gateway to manage multiple Ignition gateways. And the reason this was important is because it allowed for administration of the health of gateways when you had dozens and dozens of gateways, so you could have global enterprises with deployments of that scale with the Ignition platform. We're going to grow on that in 2016. We're going to build on top of that. We're working on the subject and have already got deployments with distributed tags. So if you can manage distributed tags where you can have deployments up to, well, we've got deployments up to 18 million tags now, you can begin to address some of the needs where organizations are trying to handle millions and millions of tags, tens of thousands of sensors, to really, really build out this industrial Internet of Things. So we believe Ignition is pretty well poised for the industrial Internet of Things with the expansion of our capabilities across that full enterprise with the enterprise administration module and distributed tags functionality.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about what Inductive Automation is going to be releasing as far as IoT? What type of products, what types of services?
Yeah, I definitely can. When one looks at the IoT world and where it's going right now, even at the press conference here at your show, we've started working with a group called Pearson Solutions to bring a solution to the IoT world, and we believe that inductive automation as a platform is perfectly poised to become, if you will, a de facto standard as the foundation for the building of the industrial Internet of Things. What we've done is work with Pearson Solutions to bring the MQTT modules, which they have created on top of the platform, which allows the efficiency of MQTT to be brought together with the capabilities of the Ignition platform to really accelerate the capabilities of that in the IoT world.
Now, do you see that as a differentiated solution compared to what some of the other IoT solutions that you've been hearing about?
Yeah, I think we differentiate in a couple of ways there. One is that we've built this solution in a different way. We've built it from the ground up. We fundamentally believe that you really have to connect with the operations technology people, those people who are the automation professionals in the field, in the plant floor, who really have to know and make something work. So we built it from the ground up, not maybe from the IT down. And also it's a differentiated solution because it really does something fundamental that's necessary to make IoT work. And that is it decouples the data from the device and the application. If you're really going to make it work and not have 80% of the information siloed out there at the device level, you've got to decouple that device protocol and the data that's coming from that from the application so it can go into one full data stream into the organization and be available wherever that data is needed with the organization. So if someone at the management level needs to have a dashboard, they have access to some data for maintenance reasons, for inventory control, for corporate enterprise ERP systems, you've got to have the entire information base flowing on that infrastructure and not tied and siloed at the device level. And this solution allows us to accomplish that.
Now, one of the things that the end users always ask about is they really want to get involved with IoT, but they want to find a way to measure what is the return on investment, what's the return on assets, because sometimes these customers may have like 12-month ROI, or ROA criteria. So what kind of value proposition do you bring to help people justify your IoT solutions?
I think that's an excellent question, and you're certainly going to see that question asked more and more, not just in oil and gas, but across industries. And I think we have an ROI justification or a value proposition that basically has many, but I'll mention three of what I think are key points of it. First, since the beginning, we've been licensed by the server, provided our customers with unlimited tags and client stuff you know from previous times we've talked. And that unlimited licensing model means we will not lose on price. We have a pricing model that is so friendly for broad expansion of systems where you have to have unlimited device connections, unlimited tags, etc. The second piece, though, is that when you want to do a lot of projects in an enterprise and you want to bring the whole enterprise together, We also bring value because we have unlimited projects and unlimited concurrent designers. So once you make the investment and you've got ignition in an organization, it begins to proliferate, begins to seed and grow, if you will. So project 1 costs you X amount of dollars, but when you go to project 2, project 3, project 4, you've got the same server-based software. So the price per project drops off precipitously as you begin to proliferate throughout the organization. If you want to bring together a whole enterprise, if you want to converge your OT and your IT organization, you need a model that works like that. The final piece, though, is that because we expose our API and we give people a software development kit to work with, you can take specific industry expertise, and that industry expertise can build on the modular structure of the Ignition platform functionality they want. They build their own modules, whether it's technology expertise, as Searling Solutions have done with the MQTT modules that they built on top of Ignition, or it's industry expertise, as some customers of ours are doing now, where they're building exact solutions to comply with the Serialization Act in life science and pharmaceuticals, or building modules that allow for track and trace and genealogy, sort of the farm to fork requirements in food and beverage when you take the Food Safety Modernization Act. So if you take those kind of compliance issues, building specific modules from specific industry expertise really makes the Ignition platform perfect for that kind of expansion.
Yeah, I know certainly your pricing model has been a disruptive technology.
It has been a little disruptive, that's for sure.
And as a final question, we certainly know that there's a lot of turbulence in the economy as we go forward in 2016. So what would you say are some of the economic, tailwinds that you think are going to help you achieve your goals? Maybe some of the economic headwinds that you see that might make for some challenges. So how do you see 2016 coming forward?
Well, a couple things. First, in the tailwinds, then I'll comment on the headwinds. I was very pleased to hear the presentation that you guys had this morning in the opening keynote, because it really is talking about something that we see as a tailwind. If you want to empower IIoT, you have to have open and innovative and collaborative systems, vendors, partnerships working for industry to be able to accomplish that. So the IIoT trend and the convergence of operational technology with information technology to build one enterprise, take down the wall between those, bringing data all the way from the edges of the network and those devices into the enterprise where it brings value, those all play perfectly. And that's why we think the inductive automation industrial application platform is really perfectly suited to take advantage of that as a tailwind. But the pricing model to the technology modular architecture. As far as headwinds, as a final comment, I guess $30 a barrel oil is a headwind for some organizations, for gosh sakes. And it really is, because the costing thing means there's just constraining projects. Cost becomes very important. Budgets are cut. Personnel are stopped. Relationships with vendors and integrators can be suspended. Lots of things are a consequence of that problem. But it also creates, we think, an opportunity, as even was talked about by the folks in the keynote this morning from ExxonMobil, is for organizations that are able to take advantage of their technologies to bring the solutions that industry requires. We actually think that headwind can be a tailwind of sorts also for us at Inductive Automation, because the Ignition platform is poised to say, empower that kind of open system, empower that kind of connectivity, make it capable to be done both technology-wise and affordable, and it becomes a little bit of a tailwind. So I think we're very pleased with what happened in 2015, Craig, and we're actually very excited about our expansion potential into 2016.
Well, excellent. Thank you very much for joining us today, Don.
Thanks for having me.
And this is Craig Resnick from the 2016 ARC Advisory Group Orlando Forum. Thanks. Have a great day.